Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Temitayo. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching us how to cut and sew this beautiful bubu kaftan with a shawl neckline. If you'd like to know how I made this, let's get started.
I'll assume my pattern is on fold and I'll mark my starting line like so. So this is my center back. My back measurement is 16, so I divide it by 2. I'll mark 8 on my starting line. Then I'll come down by 1 for my shoulder slants. So I'll come to the center back. I want my neck width to be 4 inches and my neck depth to be 1 inch. So I'll use a ruler to connect like so and use free hand to connect my curve. Then I'll connect the neck width to the shoulder slope like so. So that's all I need for my back measurement. But I'll measure what I have round the neck. Remember, this is the center back, assuming on fold. So after measuring round the neck line of the back pattern, I got 4.75. You can always remeasure to be very sure. So this 4.75 inches is important when creating the front neckline. So I'll just note the 4.75 inches by writing it on the pattern so I won't forget when drafting out the front pattern. So guys, this is the front pattern and my pattern is on fold, as you can see. This is the center front. So the first thing to do is to create a starting line. So here I'll advise you come down by at least 5 inches before you mark your starting line. So I'm just going to mark a straight line like so, and I have my starting line. I'll measure my back, which is 8 inches, and I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slant. I'm using the same neck width as the back, which is 4 inches, and I'll connect like so. Remember this 4.75 inches that we got on the back neckline? I'll put it here on a straight line, but I will use my pencil, not marker, because it's not the main neckline. That line is temporary. Please pay closer attention here. On this line, I'll come up by 4.75 inch. I used my pencil because it's a temporal line. So now from this line, I'll come out by 1.25 inch and mark like so. Then I'll connect, as you can see. So on this new line, I'll measure the 4.75 inches again. So this time around, I'll use my marker and I will erase the first line like so. Can you see what I have there? So you can remeasure your own. I had 4.75, so I remeasure to be sure. So now I can now determine how high I want my shawl neckline to be. I want mine to be 2 inches. You can use 1.75 inches and you can use 2.5 inches, but I don't think it should be more than 2.5 inches. So after marking the 2 inches like so, I'll rule a slant line, as you can see me doing. It is not straight. So these 2 inches that I have here, I will also mark down here like so and connect in a parallel form. The lines must be perpendicular to each other. So guys, here is an hint. When you measure what you have here, it must be shorter than what you have here by at most 0.5 inches. You see that I have 5 inches here and the other one is 4.75. So when you check yours like this, that is when you know that you're on the right track. So guys, I'll determine how deep I want my front neck depth to be. From this starting line, I want my depth to be 8 inches. I'm not revealing any cleavage, so you can use 7, 9 or 10 inches depending on your preference. Then I'll connect like so. This is basically all we need for the front pattern. So the next is to create the shape I want for the chest region. So my half length is 18 inches and I will add extra 1 inches to it, which is 19 inches. So I'll measure the 19 inches from my starting line like so and connect into a straight line. Then the next thing I'll do is to trace this pattern with a tracing wheel so that it can show on the other side like so. So after tracing out, here is what I have. So I'll mark my center line with a pencil. There are different shapes you can create here depending on your creativity or whatever you've seen on anyone. You can just play around it. So after playing around with so many shapes, these are the ones I could get. So I'm just going to transfer one of those shapes into what I have here. You can see me doing. Guys, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please do now. Thank you, and like this video if you've gained something out of it. Also turn on your notification bell to get notified when I drop new videos. Thank you. So after many shapes, this is the one I'm settling with and it's beautiful. And I also trace the shape out with a tracing wheel. So I'll be using this on my plain fabric, which you will see soon. So I'll fold my pattern and I'll cut out the neck part as you see me doing right now. And I'll just place this on my fabric to cut out. So one of the reasons why you have to draft this first on a pattern is so that you won't waste your fabric. You just have to draft on a pattern first. So when you fold, so that is the importance of what. So here are the fabrics I'll be using. The Ankara is 3 yards, while the plain doll face is just 1 yard. So I've folded my fabric into 4 and I'll separate the front and back because I'm going to cut them out separately. So here is my front part. I folded it into 2. To know what to fold, just measure from the center back to around the elbow. I want mine to be 20, so you can use 22, you can use 18 depending on what you want. So I'll place my front pattern on it and make sure the centers are touching, and I'll make sure that I have about half inch on the top for allowance. Please, this is the shoulder line, don't forget. I'll place my tape on the shoulder line and I'll measure my hip length, which is 28 inches. My hip is 42 inches and I'll divide it into 4, which I got 10.5 inches. And I'll place it here like so. I'll add extra 4 inches allowance, that is 3 inches is allowance and 1 inch sewing allowance, which makes it 4. So measuring all I have all together, I have 15 inches. But depending on how big or free you want your kaftan bubu to be, you can add up to 5, 6, 7 inches to it. So I'll come to the hem and mark that 15 inches too. But because I want to be able to work freely, I'll add extra 2 inches to that 15 inches on the hem, which makes it 17 inches. And I'll connect the hem to the hip with a straight ruler. Remember, I did my shoulder slant already. So from here, I'll mark 10 inches down for my sleeve opening. So depending on your size, you can mark 9, you can mark 10, 11, 12. But I don't think it should be more than 12. Then I'll add half inch round the neckline and shoulder line like so. Here is what I have and I'll cut out. So I'll remove the pins and take out my pattern. Remember the 10 inches sleeve opening. I'll extend the line like so. Whatever I have on my hip, I'll mark on that line. Remember the measurement I calculated on the hip line is 15 inches. So I'll mark that 15 inches on the line on that sleeve opening like so. And I'll connect with a straight ruler. The length of this bubu kaftan is 51 inches. Your length can be shorter or longer. So I'll create the armhole curve like so and cut out. This is my back pattern and I ruled out half of an inch. I place front pattern on it and making sure the starting lines are touching each other. I realized that the length of my front fabric is shorter than the back, so I'm just going to fold the leftover and add to it. I'll do this later. So I'll start cutting out from the down parts like so. Guys, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please kindly subscribe, like this video and turn on your notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. Thank you. So I'll bring my back pattern and place it like so to cut out the back neckline. So making sure the shoulder line are equal, I'll cut out like so. So this is what you should have after cutting out the front and back pattern. Coming to the sleeve opening, I'll come in by 1 inch and connect like so, and I'll cut out. This is totally optional, but it gives the sleeve more fitting. Here is the yoke. This is a doll face fabric. You can use crepe, you can use any plain fabric you like. So I'm going to add half of an inch round the pattern and I'll cut out. So after cutting out, this is what you should have. When placing the plain fabric on the Ankara, make sure the right side of the plain fabric is facing the wrong side of the Ankara and use ½ inch to sew the V neckline. I've joined the neck and I've notched it well round and I've ironed, and turning it to the right side, I folded ½ inch round the shape and I also ironed it round like so. So the next thing to do is to bring the shawl collar together like so, making sure they are touching each other appropriately, and I'll sew with ½ of an inch. After sewing, I make sure to cut the excess so it can lay around the neckline when I wear it. So flipping it to the right side, this is what you should have. Even without ironing that side, it's already laid. I'll bring the back part of the BUBU kaftan and I'll fold into two like so, and I'll notch the center. So making sure the right side of the back and front are facing each other. So I'll arrange them well and match the shoulders like so to the neck, and I'll sew. Please pin before you sew. So guys, this is what I have after joining. So this shape part, I'll make use of my hemming gum to hold it down and I'll iron it. So after applying generous amount of the hemming gum, I'm just going to iron and top stitch like so. So guys, this is what I have after sewing and top stitching and giving it a good press. For this rectangular plain fabric, I have 22 inches in length and 2.5 inches by width, and it's on fold. So this is how I got that. I opened my sleeve and measured round. I had 21 inches. So I added extra 1 inch to it to avoid shortage. That gives me 22 inches. So I'm going to place it on my sleeve. I'll open my sleeve and I'll place it like so. I'm placing it on the wrong side of the fabric. I'm placing it on the wrong side, so I'm going to sew with 1/2 inch. And I'll flip it to the right side. I'll pin it down, hold with hemming gum and iron before I top stitch like so. So the next thing is to join the sides and hem the down part. Guys, can you sight my beautiful seam line pockets? Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to know how I made it. And guys, can you see what we have here? This is so beautiful. So please make yours and rock it. Let me know in the comment section after you've made yours. You can make this with Kampala. You can make this with any fabric of your choice. Thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.